About all of this with Firuzeh Mahmoudi. She left Iran for the U.S. when she was just 12 years old. And then when she returned at the age of 16 to visit relatives, while she was there, Iran's morality police stopped and arrested her. So good to see you. Thank you so much, Firuzeh, for joining us. So why were you stopped and arrested at that time?
I had my bangs out, simply, and the morality police came into a fabric store where I was in with my aunt and mother, and they took all four of us in because my mom and aunt would not let me go alone, and I had to sign that I would never do this again, and the next time I would get 50 lashes. But this is nothing compared to women of Iran are facing every day in the streets, in every day of their lives.
Wow.
And
But it
it's
must
both
be
heartbreaking and
sorry about that. So I wonder if now this is bringing kind of flashbacks, because Mahsa was arrested, detained for also exposing her hair, not wearing the hijab properly. So what are your thoughts as you're watching what is unfolding right now?
So Mahsa, her real name is Gina. That's what her family called her, Gina. And ethnic minorities cannot use their own language, their mother tongue in Iran. So we have ethnic discrimination as well as gender discrimination. She was the George Floyd of Iran. She was the last straw, the sparkle that started all of this. What I'm seeing and feeling is both heartwarming and heartbreak. We're seeing all of Iranians, young, old, poor, rich, women are leading this movement, and it's woman focused in a way we haven't seen in the Middle East, and that's heartwarming to see. And of course, the young are in the streets as always, so brave and willing to take the risk for their lives and putting their safety, their health, their freedom, and their lives on the line. And what's heartbreaking that Iranians simply want to have their basic rights to know and that they can wear what they want without repercussions. And they're joyous people. Like in Iran, I always joke that you can see people picnicking in highway dividers, or they hear a song on the bus and they start dancing. They just want very simple things that the government will not give it to them in order to stay in power.
So you say Iranian women just want basic rights, and you heard Jamana's report, who says it's her belief, it's the belief of many there, that the crackdown is only going to intensify. Do you expect that as well?
Absolutely. I think the second we hear and see internet shutdown, all of our hearts drop, because we know exactly what's going to happen. They want to do this behind closed doors. They're going to start arresting, like you said, and killing, and the numbers are going to go up. The last time we had this, there were 1,500 people that were killed. They're going to do it on the streets. They're going to do it in prison. And us outside, the number one thing we can do, in addition to being their voices and talking about it and not forgetting, is to advocate with whoever we can, governments, tech companies, as concerned citizens, as prominent individuals, to keep the internet in Iran open. And there are technologies, we all can go find out about it, that governments and tech companies can use to keep the bloodline open.
So we saw it in video. I mean, government is opening fire on the protesters. And is it your feeling, though, as more people come out and protest, you said more women are going to be taking a stand, you're seeing it already taking place, do you think that bigger protests will in any way be enough to trigger some kind of change in the regime?
This is $1 million question. It's always asked at these times. We don't have a crystal ball. I can tell you that what we're seeing is unprecedented. Is unified. The message is unified in small and big cities around the country, which we haven't seen. The government of Iran tries so hard to pivot Iranians against each other, various ethnic minority groups against each other, and so forth. And we're seeing here's a young Kurdish woman that was essentially crushed in every way possible by the regime, and people throughout the country are advocating for women. The men are standing behind women, and their chants throughout the country supporting each other, having a unified message.
And Firuzeh, quickly, when you were arrested at 16, as were some of your family members, how long were you detained before finally released, and what were the circumstances that you were released?
We had to sign that next time I would get 50 lashes, but it was only a few hours. There's so many people that get arrested that you get a whole gamut of some people get arrested for a few minutes or hours. But the point is, even 1 minute is too much. And even not, if you never get arrested, you're walking your entire life in a country in the fear that you cannot have body autonomy. And you have to dress a way that someone else wants you to dress. So it doesn't matter even if you don't get arrested, if you're not getting arrested. I also want to plead that people stay connected, that they join us. We're not going to have liberation if women are not liberated. We're not going to have liberation if ethnic minority groups around the world are not liberated. Every single citizen on the planet, we're all connected and need to advocate for change everywhere. Thank you so much.
All right. Firuzeh Mahmoudi, thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.